I'm back with another album review. Well, this is it. We finally made it to 100 episodes, as you can tell by the title. Started this album review series almost 2 years ago at the time of me making this video. Some of the artists I talked about are mainstream, some are obscure, and some are right in the middle. However, I decided to do something special for episode 100 by talking about an artist that's so obscure that you've probably never heard of them. This artist in particular is called Statues in Motion. Statues in Motion were a synth-pop band from Greece, who were started in 1981 and disbanded in October of 1983. They did have a brief reunion in 2013 in order to commemorate the 30th anniversary of their one and only album. More on that later. The band consisted of Billy Knight, Alvin Dean, and Eli Kane. Or at least this is what they call themselves instead of their actual Greek names. I first heard of Statues in Motion when the YouTuber Justin Wang talked about them in his most recent video discussing the most mysterious song on the internet. More on that later. Today I'm going to talk about Statues in Motion's self-titled debut album. This album was recorded in 1982 and wasn't released until Christmas of the following year, under Milos, EMI, and 3 Eggs. The 30th anniversary edition was released in 2013 under Geheimnis Records, but only in Greece. This version has a re-recorded song called Pinky Complex. The album was self-produced with the help of Vastos Simadopoulos. No, it's Vastos Simadopoulos. I think that's how you say it. I might have said it wrong, but that's anyways, this album was recorded at Era Studios in Athens. The album was only released on vinyl, so it wasn't released on CD, cassette, digital, or streaming. There are vinyl copies that still exist, but those are hard to come by and go for more than $80 online. However, the album is up on YouTube in its entirety, and that's how I was able to experience the album for myself. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check out the album for yourself. Now let's talk about the songs. I am aware that none of these songs were released as singles, or are still going in. This album starts with Virginia Clem. If you listen to this song, you can clearly hear that not only is a synthesizer used, but also a drum machine. I believe the reason why these guys decided to use a drum machine is because it's much easier to record as opposed to using actual drums. I'd like to mention that this is the second longest song on this album at 5 minutes and 29 seconds in length. We'll say that the song is quite catchy and upbeat, and it starts the album off very well. The next song is Future Myth. I gotta say this is another catchy song. Though it has a shorter runtime than Virginia Clem, it's still a great song. That's followed up by In Silence, which is actually the second shortest song at 3 minutes and 15 seconds in length. The song is more downbeat when compared to the previous two songs, but it's still a great song overall. Follow that up with Autumn in Paris, which is the longest song on this album with a runtime of 6 minutes and 18 seconds. It also has a very slow pace to it, and fits the overall tone of the album. Up next is Blackout. It's the shortest song on this album with a runtime of 2 minutes and 58 seconds. This makes it the only song on this album with a runtime of less than 3 minutes. I would say that this song is more downbeat, but still a great song. The next song is Let's Face the Heroes. The song stands out from the previous songs because this is the first one on the album to feature a guitar, while the previous songs were synth-based. It's also my second favorite song on this album. After that is Era of the Rats. It's another song that featuring the use of a guitar. You can hear said guitar being played. It's also my favorite song on this album and kind of touches upon the new wave genre. Followed up with The Man in Black. It's the third and final song on this album to feature a guitar. It's also the longest song on the album to feature a guitar at at 5 minutes and 24 seconds. This album ends with Statues. I feel that the tone of this song makes it the perfect song to end the album with. And it goes as far as to say that this is one of the best songs on this album. One thing I'd like to mention is that there are 5 songs that were not included on the original version of this album. Billy Knight remembers 3 of them: Pinky Complex, Broken Dreams, and Like the Wind. People have speculated that Like the Wind is the name of the mysterious song, but Billy has denied any involvement with the mysterious song, despite the fact the singer of that song sounds a lot like Alvin Dean. At this time, Pinky Complex is the only one of those lost songs that have actually been released. The reason why the rest of the songs were not released is because there wasn't enough room on the vinyl record without having to compromise the sound quality. Hopefully the rest of those songs will be released at some point, because they are considered lost media at the time of me making this review. I couldn't find anything on how this album performed commercially due to its obscurity, nor could I find any critic reviews. I know that people on Discogs really liked it, since it has a 4.74 out of 5 on that site. Granted, I got most of my information regarding this album from Discogs. Personally, I really enjoyed this album. It has a very unique sound, and Statues in Motion is actually the 4th artist I've talked about that has at least touched upon synthpop. The first being Linkin Park with the song The Catalyst. The second being 9 Inch Nails with their debut album Pretty Hate Machine. And the third being Crosses with the cover of their song, The Beginning of the Ends by Cause and Effect. Overall, I highly recommend this album. Now let's get into something that I mentioned earlier, the most mysterious song on the internet. There are a number of people who have speculated that Statues in Motion made that song. But I already said that Billy Knight has denied making that song. Although the vocalists sound very similar, I don't think Statues in Motion were responsible for that song. I'm not going to go into full detail about that song because Justin Wang already has that covered. I'm going to link his video in the description. I also recommend subscribing to his channel because his content is very entertaining and interesting. I'm also going to leave a link to Statues in Motion's Facebook page. I read online that Billy Knight has a new project called Astrodot. I plan to review their self-titled debut album in a future episode, so look out for that. Now it's the part where I question you. Have you listened to Statues in Motion's self-titled debut album? If so, what are your thoughts on it? What's your favorite song from it? Do you wish that Statues in Motion had made more albums? Do you think the lost songs will be released at some point? Do you think the Statues in Motion made the mysterious song? Let me know in the comments. Well, it's been quite a journey over the course of making these album reviews, and I'm going to continue making them. Made it to 100 episodes, and here's to another 100. In the description will also be a playlist to my album review series, so you can check out the rest of my reviews. You don't have to watch them all if you don't want to, but it would certainly help if you at least watch a few of them. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to hit the notification bell to be notified of future uploads. And thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another review.